one.
Alright, welcome back everyone to another episode of Stories from the Unbound Shores. Where I last left off, the party had encountered a ghost in what seems to be a well-maintained, perhaps the only well-maintained area of the fortress, and discovered that it didn't seem to notice them, but have come to the conclusion, through some ghosty shenanigans, that if they want to be able to talk to this spirit in particular, then it's going to need to possess someone. And we left off with discussions of who and how that people were going to go about that.
And Elle had begun stripping her weapons from her body because she seems to be the only viable candidate without losing spells and such.
We are also capable of getting you unpossessed if we need to, so.
This is accurate.
Are we? I don't remember.
I think that if you protection from evil and good, somebody who is possessed, it'll force out the spirit.
Yes. Yes, I do believe you're correct.
I believe it gives them advantage on the saving throw if they get another one. It prevents it entirely if it's put on preemptively.
Okay,
I can
well,
double
either
check.
way, it's still, like, it gives them a good chance of being able to get out of it.
Yep.
And with them stripped of weapons, they are not a threat to the rest of us here. So, as long as you're comfortable with that, Al, we're not making you do it, but we do believe that it will help us solve the problem here.
I do intend to cast Detect Thoughts on her, our ghostly friend here.
Right, which you were told would stop working once she was inside Al.
Yeah, Detect Thoughts does not work on the ghost can't be targeted by anything when they are possessing someone. So Detect Thoughts will be able to detect Al's thoughts, so we can get Al's input on what's going on.
Which is why I am bringing it up.
Yes.
To make sure that Al is comfortable with that as well.
She would nod if it helps our mission.
And
One thing
one thing I will bring up, as I feel it last time the turn order did more harm than good, I'm going to leave it off, but as the main argument was that you just didn't want to leave your spells, I will just put their timers on hold for now, basically. So that people can speak and move freely without trying to work through initiative.
Sorry, Thomas.
Had I already dropped my protection and evil and good from someone?
No. I don't believe you had.
I don't think
You
you
had
had
this-
yet dropped it, but you were going to.
Yeah. I have to for Detect Thoughts.
Yeah, and that one was on me.
Okay. I need to settle my cat. Hang on. We don't really have to pause, just, you know.
Alright. The only other thing I would like to remind people of is that the book from which you got this information said that non-hostile ghosts would generally do this by accident, so you don't really have an idea of how to trigger it on purpose necessarily.
I have ideas.
Indeed.
Just don't know
That's
if
why I'm
any of
trying
them will work.
Yeah, I'm just bringing it up in case people are trying to discuss that before casting spells or things.
I believe Dirk is the one benefiting from Molisari's.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dirk is benefiting from Melsari and Aurelion are benefiting from
Eskel.
Eskel.
And
Every name for
Eskel is
some reason.
benefiting from Dirk.
Yep.
View.
And we also covered that the target that is possessed is incapacitated, so I believe that might make them lose concentration.
It would.
Yeah, which is one of the reasons why Dirk isn't doing it.
I'm just trying to make sure that I have all of the relevant details represented, as it's been, at least a week, if not two. I don't remember at this point.
We're trying to lose the fewest spells possible so that we are managing our resources, since we don't know what'll happen.
Oh, Al would actually walk up to Melsari, place something in her hand, and say, "Keep this safe."
I look at it. I assume it's the ring.
Yes.
Okay. Were you able to successfully hide that you were taking it? I don't remember.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Then I just
yes.
nod at you and stick it in a pouch or something.
So, how do we want to do this?
I'm wondering if going and sitting in the chair, overlapping the ghost could help trigger it. But we don't have any writings on how to cause a non-hostile ghost to accidentally possess someone. It's not exactly a phenomena that has been thoroughly studied.
I'll pick up the book and just rifle through the pages nearby, see if it says it at all.
The only thing it seems that this book seems to have towards what might get them to do it. It's like they don't know. It just all seems to have been like an accident or a byproduct of something else.
Okay. I figured that would probably be the case, but
Why don't you start by, doing the uncomfortable thing and sitting where she's sitting and mimicking her movements.
All right.
Maybe then it can happen naturally.
Well, this will be interesting. Al will go ahead and start copying the ghost.
So then, as you move over next to her and start to kind of move your body into where hers is, are you willing to be possessed?
Yes.
All right, then no saving throw is made. So pretty much as she kind of reaches out to move the chair to sit in the ghost space, you'll see kind of a.
oh shit! I cast detect thoughts on the ghost. Sorry. As I was walking over.
Al would freeze right as Mel is saying this. Just, do I need to help? Or
I guess my question is, Milsar, did you actually say this out loud as you see her starting to go over, or did you?
I mean, I had intended to cast detect thoughts. I just, as a human,
Yep, that's
forgot
fair.
in the moment to declare it that it was happening.
Oh, is that a ritual or a spell?
It's just a spell.
Okay.
It'd be nice if it was a ritual.
I know, right?
Anyways, so you're trying to target the ghost. Remind me what the requirements are for detect thoughts to work, if you don't mind.
Let's see. For the duration, I can read the thoughts of certain creatures. any one creature that I can see within 30 feet. If the creature I choose has an intelligence of 3 or lower, doesn't speak any language, the creature is unaffected.
Okay. Both of those prerequisites are met, so it does work. You'll mostly just be getting some thoughts of wondering when she'll be able to, like, get out of this place. Things along the lines of what you might expect from someone being held captive in this particular room. But as she does seem oblivious to your presence, you won't be getting much from interactions with her, but you can still try if you like.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that I cast it and then tell her to wait or anything. I'm just gonna cast it as Sal's walking over.
Okay then.
Not a whole lot of time to interact.
So then Al will become possessed. So just well, I suppose I should just leave Al's token and just hide the ghost. Well, now the name of Al's token is fitting. Al question mark.
I suppose so.
Stupid 3-character minimum.
And could it not be a period?
I suppose it could, but I thought the question mark was funnier.
Okay, this is
What about an exclamation point?
I could do that
That
too.
would've been best.
I will change it to whatever you like, Ari, after the possession is over, because at the moment it's fitting.
sounds like a plan.
Alright, let me double check to see what the time limit is on possession, if there is one, because I'm not sure if there is.
Huh?
I didn't know the names had to be a minimum of 3.
Yep. That's
I thought we
why...
talked about this right as we started on Tailspire, and I questioned why there was a question mark.
No, I think I just addressed you a little bit before we started, saying that that's why that was going to be how it is.
I don't
Oh,
remember.
It must
this.
have been in chat because I remember hearing that too.
Not something that's stuck in my mind.
Well,
Alright.
It's possible you and Sam were just running a little late that day.
So,
I mean, I remember that.
Sorry.
But
Oh, never mind.
okay, so as Jerk is aware of the full list of possession features, I will restate 2 things. One, evidently I was incorrect about... Oh, wait. I might be incorrect about protection from evil and good, because while it doesn't say in the filter for protection from evil and good in the description for possession, it says a spell similar to dispel evil and good could force out the possession, and it doesn't appear to have any sort of time limit.
Oh. Yeah, they don't like redundancy in 5th edition, and I hate that about them.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Wait, I'm
Anyways,
confused.
well, earlier I had said that it just gives someone who's possessed advantage on the saving throw, but then the ability goes and changes that and says that the spirit just gets forced out.
Interesting. Whatever.
Works on inelective
What's-
hours, works on ghosts.
what's dispel evil and good?
It's pretty much the same spell, except you can basically banish things that you hit with a melee strike.
So is that a channel divinity?
That's a 5th level spell, so my guess is that protection from evil and good does not break it.
You have access.
Eventually.
Which we is my question.
Paladins.
We being the paladins.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the paladins. Paladin and druid spells.
Paladin and
point.
cleric only.
Yep. It's not
Oh.
a great spell.
Sorry. D&D Beyond can be a little funky with which section is highlighted depending on where you are in the scroll wheel. So I was looking at the bottom of the cleric list, but because druid spells had come up at the bottom of the screen,
So,
just highlighted anyway.
Eskel's gonna like throw his hands in the air and go, "Ha! Somebody write that down."
I just kind of like tap my head.
I look around for some paper.
I mean, you see a bookshelf full of it.
I will sigh if someone tries to write in the books and pull out my own journal and write it down.
Dirk makes no move to actually write it down. He just looks around a bit.
Okay. Good. Well,
All right.
I'll write it down later.
So, as you'll see Al's body kind of react to the touch, and you'll see the spirit be kind of drawn into her. She'll look up. What's going on? Who are all of you?
Are you
Write what down?
Eleanor?
Yes?
And
She seems a bit confused, because this is what she used to look like.
you can tell what she looks like?
Yeah. What?
You can tell somewhat with clothing and the fact that she wasn't an elf.
Okay.
You know a man named Atlas?
I do. Did he send you?
After a fashion. Eleanor, you have been trapped in this place, captive, for 500 years or so.
You must be joking. I couldn't live that long if I wanted to.
I'm afraid you didn't.
What do you mean?
You are a spirit that wanders these ruins, and we have given you, one of our friends has offered you their body so that we can talk.
What do you mean ruins? Everything looks just how it was a minute ago.
That is, I believe, because Atlas maintains this room to keep you comfortable. Though I don't believe he has been able to communicate with you at all the time he's been here.
He's been here? Where is he?
I don't believe he is the man you once knew. Or he committed great atrocities after you were kidnapped, taken, held hostage, and it ruined his soul. We know him as a Death Knight, and we are trying to find a way to free him from that fate.
It can't be. You must be lying. Why would you say just such things?
Eleanor, look at the bookshelf.
I have no illusions that these are easy things to hear, and I don't expect you to believe me. We can show you proof, and it's not going to feel good. But we're hoping that we can have your help in stopping him, because he continues to hurt people, and I think that if we can succeed, we can free both of you. Your spirit is trapped on this plane. Your business here is unfinished. We wish to help you finish it so that you can move on. We wish to free Atlas from his fate as a Death Knight, and I think this will help both of you.
What's going on with Detect Thoughts at this point?
You can only get Al's, so Al, pretty much, if you ever have something you want to say, you can feel free to say it, because Malasari would know what you would want to say.
Yeah.
I think all that Al is really concerned about is like the girl's mental state, Eleanor's mental state. Just, oh my god, you're wow.
Yeah, that's about where Melisari is too.
But other than that, at least as of right now, just waiting.
Alright, so if there's a slight break in the conversation, Melisari will say, Eleanor, come look at the books. I think you'll find them a bit different than you're used to. Because, you know, this is a better way of trying to prove that she's dead than showing her Atlas's body, for example.
I wasn't going to take her to Atlas body.
Okay, good.
It would have crumbled to dust by now.
Oh, what did
Yeah,
I?
there isn't a body.
Oh, okay, never mind.
It
I don't
takes
know how long Death Knights last.
it takes a
Kill
little
them?
while, but it's been a long while since we left him behind.
Well, she's in for the shell shock of her life.
She'll slowly start moving towards the books. But, in response to you, Aspen saying, and why should I believe you? For all I know, you could be just as bad as you're saying he is. And I know he's not like that.
I believe that he wasn't. Are you familiar with the god Bahamut?
He will, somewhat wince at hearing that name and say, yes, I'm familiar.
What do you know about the god Bahamut?
Let me pull up his tins to make sure I'm not misrepresenting my ideas here. Because I don't have these memorized. Yay! Really should by now, but anyways.
Al, hearing like Eskel mention Bahamut and such, would just be like, oh, that was a fun time, remembering back to when he made his oath. That was wonderful to witness.
The good stuff.
Wait, what?
I was just saying, Al hearing Eleanor mention, like, and Eleanor and Eskel going back and forth about Bahamut would be like, oh, that was a fun time. Remembering, like, Eskel making his oath.
Knew Ethel when he made his oath?
Yes, it happens at second level.
And Al was witness to it.
Third level?
It's third.
Is it third level? Okay. That's when we choose our paladin subclass.
Mm.
Cool. Which is not a thing I knew. I probably didn't say it out loud, but there was a moment of curiosity.
Like, what the fuck is third level?
More just like, that's not how they start out.
So she'll say, what I know of Admittedly, I don't know much about him. Some of his followers, on the other hand, that is a different story. From what I've seen, they all run around masquerading under the guise of trying to uphold justice and liberate the oppressed, while causing more harm than good and oppressing more than they liberate.
Were the dwarves here followers of Bahamut?
No. I just didn't see a shrine of his in that temple of theirs.
They worship Moradin.
I
But-
don't fucking know. I got a dwarf here who...
Oh, no. We walked
Oh, I
by,
know.
like, Eskel saw their totem. They do. He
I
knows
didn't.
specifically that these ones worship Moradin.
I didn't.
And we were also all around, I think, when the safety of the statue was mentioned, right?
They did say that there was a particular statue they wanted us to recover if we could,
Right.
and I had seen it. It's a statue of Moradin. In any event,
Oh, in one of the side rooms, huh? Okay.
Eleanor, do you remember why you were captured? Taken by the dwarves here? Held?
If I was to guess, it was to be leverage against Atlas. This continent has problems with the undead, at least more than most. And he's one of the very few paladins left on it.
Why would they need leverage against him?
I'm not sure. I don't know why they took me. This is my best guess.
It is.
Perhaps he didn't want to risk his life trying to protect those that would just do more harm than the things he was sent to destroy.
You know what his oath was?
Even if I did, why should I tell you?
Because we need to understand why he destroyed these people beyond that they were holding you. We need to understand exactly what he did to become a Death Knight. That only happens when you break your oaths. What had he held dear before you? Whatever yours or his feelings against Bahamut, he is the threat right now to every living thing in the world. He has already killed many with the undead he created. Is that the man you want to protect? Because we'd like to restore him to the man you loved. We don't believe that's what he was like.
And I don't believe that's what he's like now either.
You know his family?
Yes.
Were they called the de Saint-Clairs back then? Do we know that?
I am uncertain. I'm just gonna go with yes, because that'll make things simpler.
Our group was formerly traveling with a descendant of his. Or, is he an uncle?
A distant relation.
A distant
Yeah, decent relation. Great-great-grandfather, uncle, something like that.
Well, there's a big difference between uncle and grandfather is the problem.
Great-granduncle.
Yeah, granduncle. In any event, a distant relation of his, and he sent agents to have her killed. because he believed that would help him regain something he had lost, which we now have reason to believe is you, but we don't know. You want to protect somebody who's going to destroy their own family, sacrifice a child in your name? Would you want a child sacrificed in your name?
No, I wouldn't. But all you've done is say slander and whatever else you can think up to convince me to tell you whatever I know. You've given me no proof, no reason to believe you.
That's
Now
fair.
get out.
Did she ever look at the books?
She was starting to, but then more questions were being asked, so she turned to answer them.
Then I'll just say softly behind her, Eleanor. Do you recognize any of these books? Look at what has changed in this room.
Okay, the books are different. So what?
You just picked up a book from this shelf. Do you remember where you took it from? And I'll kind of point to the spot.
You know, it was that shelf. I don't remember which one offhand. It's more just flipping through the pages for something to do.
You were flipping through the pages. Is there a book on the table?
No, I suppose there's not.
Because you didn't actually interact with the book. All of these books here, they are different. They're not the histories and stories and other assorted books that were here 500 years ago. These are all on undead and resurrection.
He looks at you for a good minute. Not sure what to make of this. Well, if at least some of what you say is true, that I died, as that's becoming more apparent, then resurrection would make sense. Undead, I don't know, but regardless, these are more things that I don't have any way to fact check that you keep throwing at me as evidence. You see all those books? Those aren't in a language I can read.
Oh shit.
Hang on.
I don't say that, but my face does kind of fall a little like, oh, I didn't think about that.
Melisari, don't you have the history we took from the library, at Mount Dwarven Place?
Crystal.
Take
That's the
anything
one.
from Miss Dawn? I was under the impression we weren't allowed to.
But hadn't we taken notes on it?
I think there had been like notes or like a rubbing or something, but it was incomplete as the information there had been damaged.
Sure. But, like, it was still a record of the destruction wrought by Atlas in the 500 years of his own life. Hadn't it been?
It was, more accurately, it was what was known of the tragedy that happened here, or at least what they see as a tragedy.
Can we present that?
Yeah, that would be possible. You should have some, sort of written form of it.
I believe Melisari does, so if she wants to.
Yeah, I will kind of look sadly at you and then slowly nod and take it out of my bags, I guess. And like, I don't know that I want to release my hold on it, but I will hold it in such a way that she can... It's still not in a language she can read, is it? Oh no, I would have written it down in common, because... Or I would have, like, done a rubbing and then written the translation under it, because I think I couldn't read it at the time either.
In
Other
Dwarvish?
than comprehend language.
I think that's true. So yeah, you probably would have translated it at some point while that
Yeah.
spell was still active,
Yeah.
or just maybe while you were traveling.
Yeah, I can cast a ritual, so downtime at the time, however.
Yeah, you saw that elven downtime while you're waiting for the dwarf to get up.
Damn it, Dirk.
You also wouldn't have needed comprehend languages to translate that at a later time, since you do have a dwarf who can just tell you what it says.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But
Maybe
sure.
she reads Dwarvish.
But we knew that she didn't.
Oh.
She Eleanor or she me?
She Eleanor.
Oh. I mean, I my comment was about Mel, sorry.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying, maybe Eleanor reads Dwarvish.
Yeah, because most of the books on the shelves are draconic, right?
Almost exclusively in Draconic.
But she's also not reading those.
Yeah. No, I know.
The books that she was reading were probably in Dwarvish.
Maybe. Although she did say that she was flipping through it for something to do. Maybe she was just looking at the pretty pictures and diagrams.
Who knows? Let's find out.
Anyway, so I'm
All right.
holding it to her.
Yep, I have found where I pinned the section that you have. So I'm reading back over it. Well, I'm already halfway through it, so just give me a minute and I'll have an idea of what it is that she should know from this.
Elle would be in her own head just sighing, I'm so bored.
Sorry, helping people isn't instant rewarding.
You don't know she says that.
It's true.
I was gonna
Eskel
say, you
doesn't.
don't.
But I know.
So
This
what's
is
this? Some work of fiction? It's even missing pieces. What am I supposed to make of this?
They're missing pieces because the source material had been blasted apart.
She
Caused
sounds
quite the
like
ruckus
she's
in town.
irritated.
What?
She sounds like she's getting irritated.
Well, she's been irritated. She feels like she's being lied to, and that's totally legit. But to her, I would say, that's a rubbing that was collected by the archive at Mount Mistal. The dwarves there are very serious about keeping good records of history.
Actually, for a moment, you and Dirk in particular.
It was only because of some very extreme circumstances that they allowed us to view this archive, as we are not dwarven, we are not of their people. Dirk is a dwarf, but I mean, we're not Stalin.
Noticed.
We might be misstalling a little bit, huh? Not, but you know, whatever.
I'm aware of Mistal's aptitude for record keeping.
They asked us to, or rather, they gave us permission to travel here and try and put a stop to the undead plague of this continent that seems to be originating here. This, I look around at the room, an abandoned Mistalin project after it was destroyed 500 years ago. And by it, I mean the crew manning and building it. They were destroyed by Atlas, who tore through here in an attempt to get you back, I believe. Breaking his oaths in the process.
You say this is a ruin. All I see is a room in near mint condition.
Shall we walk?
If it in my condition, do you believe I'll be able to see these things you speak of?
If you can see the books on necromancy now, I believe that you will be able to see everything else. You are using the eyes of my friend, and through her eyes, you will see what is happening now. When you were incorporeal, you seemed to be trapped in the time before you died, incapable of seeing the world as it is. This is all theory, but I do want to try to convince you that what I say is truth. But I'm not going to tell you to believe me. I will show you anything you ask.
As she's begun to calm down and finally really take in her surroundings, she'll start to kind of stare at the table that's still, set up for like an actual person's meal.
Al would just say it in Melisar's head, just don't take her too far away from this room. That's all I feel like that should be mentioned right now.
I still don't believe most of what you said. I can't deny that something has changed here, and that Atlas has been here. The dwarves certainly wouldn't have set out my favorite pastries.
I think he believes he is close to restoring you to life.
It would explain the food. I guess I wouldn't have needed it.
Let's take a short walk. I can show you other parts of the ruin. And hopefully we'll be able to see and understand what we are feeling. And I want to remind you that we are not trying to hurt you. We are trying to help both you and Atlas. But the situation is difficult.
It should be noted that we don't know what will happen as we leave this room and venture farther out. I'm kind of talking to both Eleanor and Eskel with this.
Very well. We'll go as far as we can, though.
I'm gonna ask... No, never mind, I'm not gonna ask her. I'm gonna go pick up Al's stuff and bring it with us.
You'll begin moving out into the hall, but at a very slow pace. She's in no hurry. She's still trying to take in everything that's been said, whether she knows it to be true or not.
Before we push out too far, I would say, Aurelian, have you got anything you wish to add to this?
No, I don't think I have, I don't have the experiences with this that you have.
Okay. I just want to make sure you don't feel like you're being left out of anything. We're all part of this scene, and if you think you've got something to add, please, by all means, add.
Talk over us if you have to. Push us down, shove us out of the way.
Dwarves here were trying to build an impressive fortress on the side of the mountain. And they would have succeeded had they not been stopped. Push this door open here.
Alright.
Just because it's a closer example. Oh shit! This was a good idea. I'm happy with this.
Well, as it turns out.
You know what? This is done. This is totally fine.
Yeah.
This is even better.
Good example of what's happening.
I had no idea they were in there. This couldn't have gone better if I planned it.
So, Ghost is up first, in control of Al's body. Do you say anything?
Shit.
Not you, Al.
That's cool.
I would like throw the doors open and be like, as you can see, oh, actually this is perfect. This
What do you mean?
is the result of Atlas effect on this place.
5, 10, 15. She kind of slowly walks up. What are those?
They are all that remains of the dwarves that were living here, leading this project. They are all that remains of the people who held you captive.
Okay, question. I don't remember. Can Al actually see?
Let me double check.
I think she's aware of everything that's going on. She's just not in control of any of it.
Yeah. The ghost now controls the body, but doesn't deprive the target of awareness. So you are aware of everything that's going on.
Al would be like, the fuck is she doing?
Eleanor, she? I guess I can't ask Claire for that. I'm sure that it's Eleanor, considering she. Anyway. What was Eleanor's reaction to the skeletons?
What are those?
2 seconds
Yeah.
ago.
And she is going to take the dodge action. Aurelion.
So I've heard that there are skeletons over there.
Yeah. I have said it in a flowery way, but you should understand that there are skeletons. So you're back here at the bottom of the screen.
I'm going to. Yeah, that's bad. I'm going to move forward as far as I can.
15, 20, 30, 35, 40. 40 would get you to there. The enemies are ahead of you. Oh yeah, we're well within their line of sight.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I'm just checking range for my own benefits.
Yeah.
They're
question would be
within
if they're
another
within-
double move of you, or they're within another movement if you wanted to double move.
For the record, the three, like the rooms in here that have lights in them that still have like tile and things, they should all be considered like well lit. So it's not really a question of can they see you. It's more a question of can you see them, because that hallway not so much. It would have some light coming in from this room, but it has no lights of its own.
Yeah, but they have 60 feet of dark vision, which means he can.
Yep.
I guess I'll prepare an action. I'll prepare to attack one if it comes within range of me.
All right. Skeleton warriors. I forgot to lock my reveal playing thing.
Have the skeletons ever said anything? Have they ever had voices?
Nope, they have never spoken anything.
Oh, okay.
They've made some animated reactions with their bony features, but that's about it.
Okay.
That leaves me super curious about something. If I target something that is invalid, would the spell drop? Detect thoughts?
The spell would not drop, but you would just basically get a blank from them. Like you would you would at that point be aware that they are not targetable by the spell, but you could use an action on a later turn to target something else.
Because now I'm kind of curious.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That is inconvenient distance.
I don't know what you're talking about. It looks like the perfect distance to me.
Inner, short legs.
Rude.
You just have 5 more feet. So dash. He's a skeleton. He just dash. Boop, boop. Aurelion, if you would, please make your prepared attack.
Rapier. I'm assuming that that's going to miss because that is an 8.
That will miss.
I'm assuming that that will hit because that's a 20.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And
Heavy stabby.
do you still have that oil on the blades?
Yep, it lasts an hour, and like I said, I was just going to non-turn-based mode for convenience sake, so I pretty much just paused all of the timers.
Is it It's a D6, right?
Yep,
Okay.
there's a D6 and treated as silvered.
That's 8 piercing, silver piercing damage then.
8 silvered piercing?
Is that what you said? Treat it like silvered?
I'm just making sure that I heard the number correctly. So 8.
Yes. 8.
All right, and how much radiant?
The D6 is radiant.
Oh, well then it's... Yeah.
So it's 8 in total. I don't
Oh,
really need to know
8
the
in
difference.
total.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will
5
just work with
and
that
radiant.
for today, because it doesn't make a difference on these creatures.
Boop-a-doop-a-doo.
Let's see. Oh, but there actually is one thing left in the dungeon that does matter for us. So just try and keep it so.
I bet it's the pig.
Oh yeah, totally. could be.
Chasing a floating dot and I can't find it.
So
Sorry.
13. Okay. It is hit, but it's still standing. Let's see. It will. No, let's see. So. Yeah, Dirk lost his protection, but Eskel still has his from Dirk.
Yes.
So I'm just trying to keep it straight, so make sure I'm rolling the appropriate number of times here. Here we go. It will make a swing at Aurelion, as that's the thing that just poked him in the rib.
There. Disadvantage because of the action.
Yep. Well, it might have hit if it was advantage. But disadvantage makes that a total of 10, and so it will miss and only gets one attack. So that's that one. Oh wait, it dashed. Doesn't get an attack anyways.
Yeah, that
What was
okay. Sorry. Totally.
Nope, That is my bad. All right, so this one dashes over here and it's done.
Okay.
Melisari, there's a skeleton behind some people over there.
This is really tempting, but I'm just gonna toll the dead.
All right. Well, you know it's hurt,
Wisdom
so
Yeah, I know.
roll them d12s.
But wisdom save first,
Okay.
just for the sake of propriety.
19.
Aww.
I'm kidding. It's actually a 3.
Okay, great.
19 is actually what the maximum possible saving throw for that.
Tried to do so many saving throw attacks last night, and they all were like 18, 19, 23 against it. It's like, really? Okay.
Bad. It was rough. 11 damage, necrotic.
All right, and I assume you rolled both d12s.
I did.
All right. It's been a while since I'm doing some basic checking up on combat rolls. All right, it is dead.
Sploosh.
Would you like to move or bonus action?
I guess I'll move up a little bit.
Press intern when ready.
Alright.
Dirk, your turn.
2 questions. How open is this door?
I would say that the south side door is accurate, but the north side door would be open all the way to the wall, so you can go through it, basically.
Can I swing at this dude from this position?
Since you normally have to round corners, you can swing at him, but it'll have half cover. Because there are very rare circumstances in which you are supposed to apply cover to melee attacks.
I am perfectly fine with that. I'm going to swing it. I am going to swing at him. I can speak.
Yep.
That is... I should have my character sheet up. It's a 12 on die, which is some number that is theoretically higher than a 12.
It's a number that's at least higher than 13, which is what you need to hit it. So feel free to roll damage.
Okay, the number is 18. That is the number.
What is the
That would be...
By the way, what's your strength normally? Like,
My strength normally is 18.
okay.
I'm at
Because
16 right now.
I keep only remembering at the end of the session that your strength's actually reduced, so I wasn't sure if you'd actually been using that. So good on you for that. So since I keep forgetting, and you apparently don't, feel free to take inspiration for being good about that.
I mean, I only remember because D&D Beyond remembers for me.
Okay, well, you still
the-
wrote it down,
the-
unlike I did, so again.
Okay.
Was this the shadow?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they do strength drain attacks. That's what makes them dangerous.
So long ago.
I know. It's just, yeah, it was so long ago I'd totally forgotten.
Yeah, I mean, there were some others, but the other ones got blown up before you saw them.
They might have deadified me, and my strength is low to begin with.
Everyone, well, when I originally planned this encounter, everyone but Dirk's strength was 8. You at least have an Aurelion, whose strength is a little higher.
That just means that Dirk needed to become the shining bastion of good that all the shadows would go for.
Good luck on that.
Instead of Eskel. Eskel needs to like think like evil thoughts.
Oh,
Alright,
no, I'm really bad at that.
That is 10 non-magical bludgeoning damage and 5 radiant damage.
Okay, it takes 25 damage and explodes.
I love the
I imagine you
the
just-
weapon one that lets me reroll 1s and 2s. It's been
I
great.
imagine you just get a big swing around the corner and smash its head into the wall.
Yeah, I walk up to the door, like, very purposefully, and I'm like, Eskel, duck!
I duck.
And then he does, and just right into its head, like through where Eskel's head had been.
All right.
Like stand back up, dust myself off
well-
from the bone meal that's all over me.
So I'll ask this: Are you guys intending to go down this hallway more?
I'm gonna turn to her first and just say, I'm not trying to justify their holding of you, but I'm not going to defend Atlas enslaving their bodies after death either. We both know he was a better man than this, and I would like to restore him to that. All I'm asking is that you help me do that.
There'll be one. I'm starting to believe you. If he's really the one that took over this place, that room down there will be completely empty. At least of objects.
I like point down the hallway that the skeletons just attacked us from down there.
Yes, that seemed to be some sort of storeroom or treasury. There was enough traffic in and out of there for me to pick up on that while I was here.
If you believe that you can move my friend's body that far, then yeah.
I think so. Alright.
And Al, if you can hear me, thank you.
Dirk,
Al would sigh and begrudgingly say, "You're welcome," but
Melisari kind of smiles.
Dirk has done as much as I can in my turn, so if we're going down that and you want to stay in initiative, I will hit that button.
I will, because there are enemies in that extra. I don't want to have to undo it to redo it in like 2 seconds.
Sounds good.
1, 4, 5, 6. I don't imagine that we're running around, so, just regular move.
He
Mel.
is somewhat nervous, so she'll just be sticking right behind you with, like, the dodge action.
Mm-hmm. I am...
I'm sorry.
What? Oh,
Double checking. I still can't hear me, right?
correct.
You know that ring I just gave you?
Yes.
At some point, could you possibly try and figure out what it is? I found it back in that other room. Just try not to let Eskel know.
Melisari just kind of snorts.
That's all I ask.
Alright. Aurelion, your turn.
I am going to. If everyone's going in, I'm going to follow these two.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You could open the door if you wanted.
If I wanted to,
Do you
I'm
want
going to open the door. Open that door.
Okay.
Open the door.
You see, from where you're standing, you'll be able to see a number of chests, worn and wooden chests on the west wall, and, open or destroyed large crates towards the east and towards the south.
Sorry,
That
that...
modeled boss fight.
Huh?
What?
Want to zoom in on his face?
Not... I mean,
His eyes?
maybe a little.
Wait, what? What's happening?
He does appear
It's so
to
that he can see more.
I
I
hadn't
don't
noticed
know.
how big his ears were.
Perception is -1, so they don't appear to be helping.
Yeah, I forgot to turn the music back on after we started. That is my bad. Or did I never apply it to Game Board?
I mean, there has been music playing. I just don't know if it's the
And
music.
I never
you want.
applied it to Game Board, so I've been the only one without music. So that's well, it's better than the alternative at least.
I mean, it's just been the eerie music, though. We didn't get battle music at all. Slack. Oh, it's
Hell,
dark.
yeah, because we're not in the lit areas again. I did want to ask, like, I know that we've already been talking a while and we're building rapport here, but I would be remiss if I didn't bring up that we were in well-lit areas and I'm a drow.
Yes, she did seem to acknowledge that.
Okay.
She just didn't make any comment on it. Like, I will say, while I have forgotten and missed that in the past, that is not the case this time.
Okay.
But thank you for the reminder, as that is always the better of the two options.
I imagine she uses Al's senses, which
Oh,
means she has devil's sight.
it's true. Like, even in the dark areas, she can see just fine.
Yeah, I suppose she could.
Which doesn't change the fact that it's useful to have brought up, but specifically
Devil's Sight
because of
coming in clutch.
the we were in a well-lit area before.
Okay. So, Aurelion, you still can take an action, which could be to move again if you wanted. There are no visible threats at the moment.
Opening the door is not an action.
No.
No, it's not.
Oh,
It's an
okay.
incidental. It would be take the same place as like pulling a weapon, sheathing a weapon.
Okay.
Uh,
I'll move into the room then.
Okay, you have up to 40 feet of movement. I'll go straight ahead. 5, 10, 25, 30. Actually, I should turn the screen to see if it has appeared. No, nothing has appeared. 35, 40. End of the row boxes. And there's just more boxes. Look at all these boxes. Jesus.
Ugh.
In fact, we can even put you over here so you can get into the boxes. Is that where you'd like to? Is that okay with you?
That is acceptable.
Alright. Oh, I don't have this on the initiative. I think it would actually go here. So. 1 second before Malzari gets a turn.
Great.
It's a box monster. It's the box ghost.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Just wait until the entire wall of chests turn out to all the mimics.
Oh, fuck me.
No,
Just
the
wait
chest
until-
being mimics is what people would expect. It's all of the boxes are mimics.
Fuck that.
It's that all of the boxes are actually Robert Paulson.
Alright. That.
The floor is mimics.
Shame I don't have a fireball.
You don't like to prepare fire spells.
I don't even know any fire spells, let alone prepare them.
All my character knows is that you don't like to prepare fire spells.
This is true.
Alright. As you are starting to round the corner, well, Mercury, as you see Aurelion around the corner,
Yep. He just sort of runs by me, like opens the door, runs in, and goes up to one of the boxes. Like, okay then.
a hand will dart out from the wall next to you
Oh, I don't like
and
that.
attempt to strike you.
Oh, hands and walls suck.
Wait, hands and walls or hands in walls?
Hands in
Uh-huh.
walls, but like sometimes walls.
Does a 20 hit you?
Woo! It does not. But it came damn close.
Yep. And that And I will point out that was technically not with disadvantage, but that's because it had advantage for being hidden.
Jesus.
Right.
We haven't seen shadows on this program before, so that's a shadow that has
Yes.
appeared in front of you.
I knew from how it attacked that that's what it was going to be.
All right, I was pretty sure you did, but for you,
Oh, no.
Cool. I can.
All right.
Sure.
I thought we destroyed all of these. I'm displeased. So is it actually occupying the square in front of me, or is it still inside the wall?
It is occupying the space in front of you.
Oh, okay.
From what you, I'm pretty sure you guys rolled decent on shadows before, so I'm just gonna say this. It's not a spirit. It's not incorporeal. It's just like flat. It just kind of goes into and out of the darkness, but still takes a physical space.
Mm-hmm.
So it can't exactly go through walls. It just hides naturally, but somewhat unnaturally. You get what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and so that was that much of its movement, and so then it's going to take the. Well, can it? While in dimly darkness, Shadow can take the hide action as a bonus action, but it's directly in front of you, and I think with the light from the hall behind you, that would only be dim, which means it's bright light to you, which means there's not enough for it to hide. So, it's gonna book it.
It's gonna book it right over to Aurelion.
Well, there's more of you the other direction, so would you like to make an attack of opportunity? Is it
Oh,
moves in
heck
space?
yeah. I mean, I know what it is. There isn't any, redeeming qualities to these things. That's at regular, right?
Yeah, it's at regular, because it's not hidden, and I don't think it gives you advantage.
That's a poopy roll. I rolled poopy. That is my
You're rolling dice.
God damn. That's a 12.
Guess what? That's what they see.
Oh, I hit it! Yay! Okay.
Yeah. Turns out things that don't wear armor and have no, like, structure to them can be hit pretty easily.
Alright, so this is going to be a d8 plus 3, so 8 points of silver piercing damage.
Okay.
Plus 3 points of radiant damage.
Okay, it was 8 points of piercing, correct?
8 points of silver piercing. And what
Okay.
spell slots do I have? Oh, I've got a lot of spell slots, actually. So, I don't want my friends to be endangered by this thing, so I'm actually going to drop a smite on it.
Okay. Roll a smite. It is undead, so you get the extra d8 from that.
Sweet. It's a second level smite, which means that's 5d8s.
Okay, you can roll if you want, but it's dead. It from that alone, it dies.
Oh, okay.
It's vulnerable to radiant damage.
Because that's... and 21 points of radiant.
Okay, so 21 from the smite, 3 from the other d6. So that's 24. That doubles to 48 plus the other 8, which got half. So 48 plus 4. 52. It takes 52 points of damage, and doesn't have to kill like 4 of these things. And it's dead. It is so very, very dead.
I thrust forward and the hilt of my sword glows as the light travels up the blade and into the creature, and it just poofs into this glistening cloud of particles.
What's that?
Shadow. They are ghost-like, but not ghosts. That's the third or fourth one that we've encountered since we came here. A unique creation of the Death Knights. They don't injure you directly. They rend at your soul and steal your strength.
Alright, Mel, sorry, it is your turn.
Okay. So I saw all that transpire. I'm gonna go. Eh.
I mean, to be fair, it was afraid of you. That's why it was running. It just didn't run fast enough.
Yeah, why not? I'll take the dash action.
Hola.
And just kind of make sure that everyone's still okay. You know, for all the good I can do about it. And with nothing to see or attack, that's my turn.
Alright, Dirk, you're up.
Okay. I am gonna move some places. Fine. I think that I'm going to remain here and prepare to hit bad guys, because I don't want her to be the last one.
Yeah. And if another shadow appears, you want to smack it.
So I think that's me. Well,
I feel like no more shadows are gonna appear in this immediate area, having seen what just happened to the one that did appear.
It is entirely possible, but not entirely worth the risk in Dirk's mind, at least.
Indeed.
As I'm walking along this row of boxes, I'm looking, over the edge to see what's inside them.
What's in the box?
Dust, mostly.
Sorry, I need.
Thought you didn't want to open the box.
Yeah, you'll
Not
mostly
that
just see
box.
dust planks. Like, any box you look in, you won't see anything useful. Mostly just the box itself and the ravages of time.
Yep. Alright, that's it for me.
Alright.
Take the dodge action, I guess. Just in case any more shadows come out.
I will point out that you don't need to because you have protection from evil and
Oh,
good.
you're right. I don't. So I guess I'll prepare to attack instead, which is much more useful. In
I mean,
case
technically, you could dodge for, like, dex saves,
Yeah.
but
But that
you're
hasn't. It's
dex
fine.
paladin
Yeah.
with an aura.
What? My dex save is only the plus 6
7?
right now.
No, plus 6. Still, that's as good as most classes that have it as their primary. Anywho.
Wait till my next level up.
Ghost turn. He's just gonna cautiously and keep dodging, but still moving forward. Aurelion, your turn.
Sorry, are these crates beside me, are they opened already?
Yes.
I don't see anything inside it.
Correct. Most of the crates in here are either open or destroyed. There are a few that remain closed, but nearly all of them are. But nearly all of them you can see the contents of, or more accurately, the lack of contents.
I put the lid on.
While you're inside it, okay.
What?
If he fits,
So
he
these
sits.
smaller boxes, what do
Yep.
they look like?
I mean, they're mostly just smaller boxes that are kind of more haphazardly stacked. The ones in the bottom are closed, but most of the ones on top are open.
I'll move towards the nearest ones and just see if there's anything in those.
Alright, 1 second. Oh, that's why.
What? You vanished it. Whoa. Oh, you closed it. Gotcha.
Yeah, they don't have an animation for closed, so you just have to replace an opened one with a closed one.
Really?
Here it's in the works, though. Oh, that's not good.
Oh, what did you do to the floor?
I fixed it. That's what that did.
It was dangerously close to Eskel. He doesn't
All
wish
right.
to be dropped into hell.
I'm sorry. What were you doing with the small boxes, Aurelion?
I want to see if there's anything in any of them. Like, is every box empty?
I will assume that you start with, like, are you starting with one of the closed ones on the bottom, or just
Well, look at one
peruse-
of the open. If one of the ones at top is open, I'd check there first. Peep in.
You might see some rotted long-term food, or maybe a coin or two that might have been missed. But for the most part, they are empty as well.
Well, if I see coins, I'm taking coins.
Alright? You can add 1 silver and 1 platinum piece.
Robbing the dead?
I mean, technically, isn't he robbing the undead? I guess most of them are dead again at this point. Anything else, Aurelion?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Ghosty turn. Well, not ghosty. You probably know what I mean. One will rise out from in between the boxes beside you, as it technically can't actually get through, so it has to attack you. If it's going to attack anyone, that is.
Oh, another surprise shadow.
Alright, and you have a thing, but it was also hidden, so... does a 10. 10 hit?
Thomas.
Oh, me. Oh.
Ah.
10 misses.
Alright, as this room is pure darkness, even with dark vision, it's capable of hiding, so it'll take the hide action. It's a bonus action.
There needs to be a log.
For the chat, there is.
Where do I find it?
Top right corner, you have to have your menus open. It would be directly below the X button to close the program.
Oh, okay.
It also logs rolls in there, too.
I see it also logs requests.
Interesting. The floating
Alright.
bubbles is trippy.
Right? I
Mouse
like
turn.
it, though.
Me.
Wait, was it the end of Aurelion's turn? Because he still had movement and stuff.
He had said he was done. That's why
Oh.
the shadow was able to go, because it goes after Aurelion, but before Malasari. But
Oh.
it can't be in the turn order while hidden. I don't think.
Okay.
I can double check that though.
No, I get it. I was just confused because it said Aurelion's turn the whole time, so I thought he wasn't done.
There we go. I must have been thinking of Roll20 where you can't have a hidden creature in the turn order. What?
Nothing.
See, invisibility wouldn't help me see hidden things, right?
Not things that are hidden, like, without invisibility, no.
Yeah, this would not count, I am assuming.
That is your impression, yes.
Actually, it doesn't even matter because see invisibility is still up, so if I can't see it, then clearly it doesn't work like that.
If they're intelligent enough, detect thoughts should be able to let you know that things are there.
You could use an action to search for thoughts within a 30-foot radius. That is part of the spell.
This is true. This is true. You know, detect thoughts only has a 1-minute duration. That conversation probably took a minute.
Yes, but I had said, since that was the reason we were going in turns previously, I had said, since I wanted to be done away with that, I said I was going to just put the pause on those. So effectively, it's been going for, like, this will be like the third turn.
Okay. Well, sure. I will move up to.
Sorry, he was complaining about somebody's measurement circle
What?
earlier.
I don't know if it is a measurement circle. It's just a random ass dot in the middle of nowhere.
Well,
and it's driving me insane every time I notice it.
Could be the origin square.
Yeah, if you hit F2, you'll be centered on that dot. Because that's the middle of the board.
But interestingly, I can't see that dot.
Oh.
No, wait, yes I can. There it is. I just found it.
Yeah, it's not immediately obvious against every background, but like against dark backgrounds, it's like, what the fuck is that dot?
Yeah,
Okay, well now that I know that it is, I feel less annoyed by it. Sure, I will cast About for Thoughts.
Alright, so I recall the requirements where it has to have at least more than 3 intelligence, and it has to speak a language. Is that an and or an or? Like, does it have to have both of those or just one?
It has to have both of them. If either is untrue, the creature is unaffected.
Then
It has to
you
be
only
greater than-
then you only find the thoughts of your companions within range.
Okay, I figured that would potentially be the case, but that's okay.
Out of curiosity, who all does that include?
Probably everyone except Dirk, if I had to guess. Oh, no.
Yeah, not quite reaching Dirk, but you do get everybody else.
I super appreciate Al's sacrifice in today's session.
Yes. Okay, well, I will keep it on Al and end my turn.
Dirk.
Okay. I am. Going to prepare to hit something and stay over with Al and our new friend.
Okay.
Oh, I found the camel.
Alright. Would you like to give someone inspiration or 10 HP?
Who doesn't have inspiration?
I do not.
Okay, you're the first one that said anything, so.
Yay me! I have a little son again.
Goodbye, Camel.
Wait, where was it? Oh, I missed it.
It was right here.
Darn. Kate is disappointed.
Okay. Eskel.
I saw this thing come out and attack Aurelion.
Yep. Oh, I missed that feature. That would have been good to notice. Oh well. Yes, you saw it come out and attack Aurelion, and then fade back into the shadows.
I'm going to move here. I'm a little bit closer to Aurelion, but still next to Melisari, and continue preparing to attack.
Okay. The ghost will just stay there. Aurelion, your turn. Thomas?
Come on!
He had just said be right back in the Discord chat.
No, Choma Romatoes!
Well, since he doesn't have a way to attack the ghost, really, I will switch to its turn, in which it will most likely get itself killed by Askel.
Whee!
Because I completely missed the fact that they have the amorphous trait, so I can just move right through these boxes, through the gaps between them.
Hey, buddy. Prepared action. Attack.
Yep.
I hit because I rolled higher than last time, but still pathetic.
Yep, and it missed.
I'll use a level 1 smite this time. Alright, so it's going to take 9 points of silver piercing.
Okay.
And 16 points of radiant.
Okay. It's dead. And that is it for what's in the room.
Oh, wait. 19 points of radiant.
Okay, it's extra dead.
Yay, extra dead.
So I'll drop us back into explore mode and back to the explore music.
Ho.
So we are now safe in here?
I don't know how we know this, but I know that we are now safe.
Looks like that's the
You
last
don't
of them.
really have a way to know for sure in character, but this is a for players' convenience.
No,
If
Good
you
job,
wanna, like,
everyone.
Can
take
the
an
other
action-
characters not hear the music?
Sorry, you have to be a great old one warlock to hear the music.
I am
but if you
both
guys want to
great
take like a
and
quick
old.
action, just sweeping the room, feel free.
Yeah. Well, as we're walking along these boxes, I'm just saying out loud so that the ghost can hear. Empty, empty, coin, some rotted food, empty, dust.
And the longer you're in here and walking around, the more sure she's that safe. She'll start to look around in some of the crates herself.
It looks like it's as you said. It's been cleared out.
He really was here.
Oh, those chests animate open.
Yep, chests and doors are the only things I'm aware of that animate.
Oh,
Okay,
neat.
but how do you open them?
You right click.
You right click them, and there's a plus button that says open, and then I'll get a request and I'll let you open it.
Neat.
Admittedly, I should have set them not so close to the wall so that they wouldn't clip, but lessons learned.
Whatever.
Whatever.
We just imagine that they hit the wall and
Yeah.
don't clip through it.
There's only so much the program can be expected to do. I'm not bothered by that. In any event. Eleanor. So. This is all I can think to show you. I, again, am hoping to convince you of what we say, because I want to help you, and I want to help Atlas. Atlas doesn't currently want our help, but the path he is on is going to lead to more suffering. It is everything we can do to prevent him causing more suffering. We have stopped him temporarily twice already. But we need to know how to stop him and release him from this cursed life. We need to restore his oaths. We need to know what he swore.
He took the oath of vengeance. It was his desire to get back what he'd lost, his position of power, his wealth, everything that he had been born with the right to, but had been stripped from him. In time, we learned to make do, and he focused his vengeance on other things. Just trying to make a home worth living in, at least.
Do you know who stripped him of his titles and wealth? And what? I wouldn't ask if I didn't think that this information could...
I know not why. And your actions, despite your symbols, lead me to believe that the person who stripped him of his birthright was someone posing as a cleric of Bahamut. Had found some sort of trumped up charges of other things against him that got him and, well, by extension me, exiled to here. What? Oh. She would actually use a different name for this continent. I don't have it at the moment because I forgot to make it, but it's not Elysium.
Okay.
So she can give a name like this Isle of the Damned. At the very least, we were able to do some good here.
For a while.
So it seems. But I still don't believe that that his intention was to murder a child, especially of his own family, even if it was to bring me back.
We are still trying to. We had sent the child's remains to a temple of Bahamut where they could be resurrected, not reanimated. So we believe she will be returned to her family.
GM to Eskel here, as a reminder, in case you had actually sent the body with Gus just to be taken back to the family. And then if the family wanted her resurrected, then she would see to it.
Then we returned her to her family. I guess I would leave it at that.
Do you know? Yeah, I don't know. I would ask if you knew why she wanted, if you knew why Atlas wanted her specifically, but I'm not exactly a practitioner of the arcane arts. The more mundane medicine is what I mainly learned.
Yes. We have managed to learn precious little about Atlas in our travels. Honestly, you have given us more than we have found in most of our searches, and for that I am grateful. But what I can tell you is that currently he wears a symbol, that of the crest of Bahamut being devoured by the 5 heads of Tiamat.
We lost someone.
We lost Ari.
Sorry. Who is currently trapped in.
So we could, since we are about a half hour shy of getting off, we could stop there if you guys want, or since Ari's not really able to do much in these scenes anyways, we could continue on in hopes of giving him a chance to play next time.
I think that if we can get closer to concluding our need for the ghost, which is preventing Ari from playing their character, that would be better.
Alright, then let's continue on. Now, you say you've stopped him temporarily a few times. What did you do? Throw him in prison? Was he able to escape? What happened?
Kind of like look down, a bit sad, to say when one destroys the body of a Death Knight, there is a period of time before they can form a new one. We have caught up to him. We had caught up to him after he had laid waste to a town. After he had killed 2 other, were they both paladins? They were just men of the cloth, as far as I know. 2 other servants of the gods.
The people that, aside from the village that ended up getting burned, the people that he was in direct conflict with were a wizard, a cleric, and a fighter. 3 adventurers. Cleric of Avandra specifically.
Right. We had caught up with him after he had laid waste an unaware village that was defended best they could by 3 adventurers. And so we defeated him while he was in a weakened state, and he resurrected himself here. We found out where he would be resurrecting, and we traveled here to find him regaining his strength within these walls. We fought his hordes of undead dwarves and the shadows, and we defeated him again only a few minutes ago.
I see. And if you get the information that you want from me, what is it you intend to do then?
Need to convince him that what he has done is wrong and make him repent. Need to show him that the path he has taken was wrong and admit his fault. It's the only way to restore his oaths and break his cycle of reincarnation as a Death Knight.
I see.
But your spirit is also tied to this place. I believe that it is strongly tied to him, and I feel that if we can free him, that you will also be free.
Well, to be honest, I'm not particularly partial either way. Either one, I'm off an eternity without him, or the other, I'm in what I guess is effectively a nothingness. Like as if I just no longer exist.
If he can repent his oaths, then he can likely deal with Raven Queen to determine his ultimate destination. It is not guaranteed that you would
Who?
be a part.
All right. It's been a while. The Raven Queen is the new goddess of death. Nerul has been replaced.
Goddess of death in particular, not undeath as well?
Not
Not
undeath.
undeath.
Pascal smiles at Melisari as they speak together.
Well, aren't you cute?
Melisari is just still looking at Eleanor.
It, it seems I'm in need of a history lesson. It feels so weird to refer to what feels like my future as past tense.
Yeah.
I don't know how old any of you are, for that matter. It's not the easiest thing for a human to tell. But when I was alive, death was an uncertainty. When you died, there was just the void. If you hadn't been particularly faithful, maybe the god of your choice would reach out and save you from it, but without it, there was just nothing. At least that's what I'd been told. Has that changed somehow? There's some sort of wager, uh,
According
negotiation involved.
according to the Temple of the Raven Queen, she has given order to Shadowfell, where Nerul formerly devoured all souls, building his power. The Raven Queen instead guides them to the planes of the gods they most revere, or allows them to remain on the Shadowfell and serve her. This is what they preach. That death therein now lies a choice.
See. Well, sounds like Alice has changed a great deal over these many, many years. So I can't tell you much about how he is now, but I can tell you about his core, what drives him, what he believes in, and maybe you can use that.
I think he does still seem driven by the idea that he was unjustly robbed, trying to restore what was taken. We did not know that that referred to titles and lands, so that is something.
Honestly, it might not anymore. Well, he had gotten over that for the most part. while we were still alive, but
Assumed it referred to you when we learned your demise.
from what you've told me, the best assumption I can make is, like, the best guess I can make is that he's more or less placed his vengeance on the world as a whole, directed at those who would have taken me from him. She kind of gestures around herself to, the room. And he likely still holds particular hatred for followers of Bahat, as, well, it may not have been them, that is who they claimed to be when he lost everything the first time.
A large piece of the puzzle. We can at least, and I look to Dirk, question our superiors and see if there's record of such a thing. We can show that it was not the wish of the temple, that there was a bad actor. Perhaps it will ease his path toward redemption.
And while he didn't know much of Tiamat at the time, he thought he may have, at least in time, come to the conclusion that if it was the opposite of Bahamut, it must be better than what he'd been doing. He's always believed more in what's fair rather than what is lawfully correct.
Tiamat's is a path of greed, self-enrichment, and causing the suffering of others. Bahamut, a true follower of Bahamut, knows that his tenets are to protect those who cannot protect themselves. And sometimes that does mean casting down corrupt rulers and despots. But as long as someone is not a despot, they will not find themselves the target of Bahamut's wrath. Back me up here, Dirk.
While he did have some greed, he did tend to, he didn't take from those who had less than himself. He tried to make it whenever he made a deal, while he did try to make sure it was in his favor, it was never outrageous. But honestly, coins were never what he coveted. He just tried to make enough that we could, have decent meals without having to work too hard so we could spend more time together. I think that's what he coveted the most, just time. I don't know if this is any help, but from the time I spent with him, that is what I felt drove him.
To ask some.
You may?
Do you still care for him? If we could return the man that he was, still love him.
Do I still love him? Yes. Am I angry, upset, confused? I'm a great many things, but I do still love him. But I need to know what happened. I need to see if the man that I knew is still there.
We're going to need friends back, but I can tell you honestly that my friends as well, will do everything in our power. And this curse he has brought upon himself, and restore him to what he was. Allow him to pass on the Shadowfell without regret.
All right. Not exactly used to being a what was it you called me?
Ghost.
Ghost. So it may take me a minute to figure out how to end this arrangement.
I'll give her time before trying to cast anything.
I wonder if we should return to the room.
It might help.
Very well. She'll start walking back that direction. I'm just gonna plop her in there because I don't want to move it the whole way.
Near, near, near.
Um,
Zoom!
Let's go in the wrong room.
Oops. I am in the bookshelf.
Ari's back.
well,
Ew.
We're trying to get your body back to you.
Yay.
I think I have understanding as to how to leave, but I have a couple questions for you first, if you don't mind.
Pascal nods.
Have there been any other changes in the Pantheon?
I'm not sure. 500 years is a long time. Bahamut is still the god righteous protection of the weak.
I'm rolling.
God of glory and combat.
The Raven Queen instead of Nehru.
Laura, yeah, she's referring to things other than that one. Laura's the goddess of nature and the sea. Oh, 16.
It's not great.
Arathis, the goddess
It's
of...
not great, but this is pretty darn public knowledge, especially for someone that's as old and studied as you, at least by human standards. As far as you're aware, there haven't been any other. There certainly haven't been any changes in your lifetime, and you don't think there's been any even in the lifetime of your parents. So, it's likely that, aside from the Raven Queen's emergence, that everything would still be the same.
Okay. Is Eskel still though rattling off?
It's kind of like
About to get
slowly
done.
counting him off on his fingers.
I'll just kind of step in. I don't believe there have been any changes in mine or my parents' lifetimes. It goes back a couple hundred years.
Then, how recent was this? Was this Raven Queen? When did she appear?
5 years.
That's not long, at least not considering the time frame we're talking about.
No, but there was a war between followers of the Raven Queen and Nehru. And this continent, known as Elysium, is still controlled currently by the followers of Nehru, last bastion of those people. Though the power they command is waning as the god's death grows further into the past. Still have their undead machines.
Is it possible that Atlas could have missed this change? I would imagine he doesn't get the chance to get out socially very often.
Do we all just kind of look at each other like,
You never asked.
I suppose it's possible.
Why?
He might not realize they can be together in death.
That-
That is your concern?
That might be an option. Based on how long he's had to try and bring me back, I expect it's particularly difficult for some reason. Whether that's his condition or mine, I wouldn't know. But to the best of my knowledge, what he would want most is just time with me again. So, if you can give him that, he may be willing to try and work with you.
Sweep my glance around the others. Well, I'd say that's worth a shot.
I missed what was just said.
Convince him that he can have his time with Eleanor, and maybe he'll
Yes.
work with us.
Okay.
Because Nerul does not control death any longer. The Raven
Yes.
Queen might be pliable.
Yes. Okay.
Might be amenable to his desires.
I don't know of anything else I could offer. I suppose I'll be here if you need to ask more questions. But I think. And you'll see kind of her spirit separate from Al.
That was the weirdest thing.
Melisari smiles and shifts the spell to the ghost, just to see if anything's changed.
Are you okay, Al?
Unless you
I
want me to
think
recast
okay
it.
as a
It has
relative
been a while.
term. Yes, I'm fine. I'm here, not killing you.
Here's your gear back.
I
Thank
had
you.
it. I might have put it back down on the floor in here though once we got back. But I specifically took it with us when we left just in case.
Which he had, Al had handed it to Eskel in the last session,
Oh,
saying, "Hold on to
I
these."
thought
But he had
he
the
had put it on
bow
the
and
ground.
quiver.
Okay.
The only
I
thing that you have of Al's is the ring.
Yes.
I will I'll give you basically one round of detect thoughts left for this. If you want to try and figure out more, you'll have to recast it. But you get similar thoughts to how she was before, as if she might be trying to return to her routine, but there's something else, kind of like a guess that's what would describe as like a quiet thought, something that's more aware now.
I never actually told her I could detect her thoughts. I don't know if she's gonna be upset if I try to push deeper. I'm gonna leave it for now. I think I will choose for the moment to interpret that as a sign that she has some memory, retains some memory of our conversation, even if she is kind of,
Reset.
Yeah.
We'll find a way to free you. Eskel says, knowing she can't hear him.
You don't get a verbal response, but I'll give this to you just for funsies. But Melisari, you will hear that kind of just the quietest of thoughts. Thank you.
I kind of just hard swallow. Not that anybody is paying attention to me.
That was weird. I'll admit. Very, very weird.
So,
It's very helpful. Thank you, Al.
We
You're welcome.
appreciate it. And I will,
Do all of you feel satisfied with the answers we have received?
I'd talk to her again if we need more. But she gave us a lot of very good information that we didn't have. Things that might in getting Atlas to repent.
Gotcha.
We hope they are.
if I may, I can present a couple options for dealing with the rest of the fortress. If you guys don't want to just micromanage the whole thing.
Only got like 3 rooms we haven't been in, right?
Pretty much. There's like 3 rooms you haven't been in, and there's 4 skeletons left, or 5 actually, which you encounter one at a time. So I could just wipe those from the map if you like.
we blow them up.
Go. Dirk does want to do a proper sweep and just get rid of everything that's
So you'll find
all of these that are still.
So you'll find one in each of the towers out front that held the ballistas. 2 guards guarding the front gate, and 1 skeleton who apparently had diarrhea the day he died because he spent the entire day in the bathroom.
that poor skeleton.
Latrines.
Better than it used to be. Name used to be Shithouse. Anyway.
Alright, so the things that we still need to take care of are the statue of Moradin.
Yes, it is a kind of a temple-esque room with 3 statues in it. 1 to Morden, 1 to Cord, and 1 to Arathis.
Oh, we were specifically asked to take care of the Moradin one.
One the ruler of the city had asked that it was seen to that Morden's statue was cleaned or claimed, whatever you could do to get it in a fitting state. Whereas the Temple of Arathis had asked you to actually just try and restore the room as like the entire room, like for all 3 statues as best you could.
And when I passed by, you had said that the Moradin statue was in good repair, as though the skeletons had been taking care of it.
Yes, because that would have. That's one of the few things they could have still been doing this whole time.
Yeah.
It would have been part of their routine.
Yeah, so check that one off. Then there was we wanted to check out the magic circle.
Oh yeah, I have information on the magic circle. Let me go back to it. I just want to make sure that I don't forget to tell you guys all about it. But I also am interested in the books.
I believe that you had read from his mind about the teleportation circle.
I had. Do we want to go through the motions of like going back over there, doing arcana checks, searching around the area for more useful shit, etc.?
It doesn't bother me, but we do only have 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
We can if you want, but I first have a question.
Yes.
Because either we do it now or do it start next session. We will be done with this place, within a half hour at the most. So I would like to know where you're heading next, because you have the option of A, teleporting with Eskel's amulet back to Mount Mistral, or B, since you managed to clear this place in under half an hour, you actually
Oh,
still have
Windwalk.
4 hours of Windwalk left that you could take to get back to the Gnomish city.
hey, the water's gone.
The water where?
In the back alley we came in through. Not back alley,
Oh,
the tavern
yeah.
area.
That's because you were at the trap earlier, and the water level for that area intersects with the trap, and I didn't want to have
Ah,
waterlogged spikes.
got it.
I can fix that because I don't think that trap's getting opened again, like ever.
Well, you never know.
That was fun. I sent it over the pool so I could watch the water level rise.
So, like, just for a favor as a DM, I would like to know which of those two, or another option that you come up with that you might be heading towards, so that I can try and have that area appropriately prepped.
So, how long did it take us to get here from the Gnomish village?
Oh yeah,
It was like 3 hours and 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
even with Windwalk.
So yeah, why don't we
That
do
was
Well, it
bad.
was 2 days without Windwalk, so yeah,
Right.
even with
Okay,
Windwalk.
yeah.
So because we have the word of recall to go back to Mount Mistal literally whenever we want, why don't we windwalk back to the Gnomish village so that we can word of recall or get new windwalk if we want?
Yeah, we can, if we need to do more things here on the assumption that this is where Atlas will come back. Is
Yes.
anything that we like it's easier to get to here from there, and it's just as easy to get to Mount Mistal from the Gnomish village.
Yeah.
So
This is a true
I-
Gnomish
I
village,
think
Gnomish village.
Also,
that
I have one
makes-
thing that
makes sense.
I have one other thing that I'm going to ask. Do you go to the effort of trying to scoop up what's left of Atlas before you leave?
I think, oh, right, because we were able to use it as a timer last time, really effectively.
We used him as a weak glass.
Oh my god!
Oh, you weren't aware of that? No, we very much scooped up his dusty remains and then used it as a timer to figure out when he was going to regenerate because they would disappear at a very regular rate.
I think Dirk finds the most similar pot to the one that we used before.
Probably a chamber
think,
pot out of the room next door.
Because I think I was aware of the fuck, what's it called? The cleric thing that let you guys get some answers.
Commune?
I think I was aware that you guys
Divination
had done
or
that. Yeah, something
commune.
like that, or
Both
commune,
of those
commune, that's what
actually.
I'm looking for. I think I was vaguely aware that you guys had done commune prior to me joining you, and that's how you knew you had at least a week to
Yeah.
get here. I was never aware that you scooped up his remains. That was never brought up.
I was checking the pot every day, and it was used to confirm the once they said, yeah, it should be, like, within a week, and then, like, a sixth of the stuff disappeared after 24 hours. We're like, yeah, 6 days.
Oh my god.
The chamber pot.
Dirk
that
will
I
explain
used
this as he's scooping up ashes if you ask
Into a
him.
chamber pot.
There aren't actually any details about the respawn mechanic for Death Knights in the bestiary. So
It is at a dramatically appropriate time.
I've been trying to add some of my own with the ability that you guys could have like an idea as like kind of like a deadline of when you need to be either back here or find out where he's coming back up.
Yeah, no, I think this one worked well. It was very fun.
I have to think about how Melisari feels about this. I'm like vaguely horrified.
Okay,
I don't
look,
actually know how she
to
feels.
be fair, we started doing it because we believed that he would respawn at his ashes, and we wanted to make sure that we were the first thing he found.
That's true. That is why we did it in the first place, and then it just became convenient.
miraculously.
And I had considered having him come back as ashes, but Also, since you had scooped them up, that seemed like a TPK waiting to happen.
No, because we brought those things to the temple, and we're like, we're gonna
We're gonna
leave
magic
this here
circle the
in
shit
a
out of
circle.
them.
Yeah, I mean there was a lot of you at like level 4, 5, and at like a 17th level cleric, which that one cleric might have tipped the tide in your favor, but it still would have been pretty rough.
We'd have done great.
We
I'm
did
not
great
that
here. Oh,
powerful
I
of
guess we
a
have a couple
rogue
more
yet,
levels.
thank you.
Yeah, you have a couple more levels, and I thematically, appropriately had leveled down the creature a little bit.
Hmm.
Which I suppose is one thing you actually would have picked up on with your detect thoughts that I should have conveyed. So I'll convey that now. You would, because he would be kind of griping to himself about this. He's not at his full strength because of the divine intervention he suffered at the hands of the Avandra cleric.
Oh yeah, the rest of
And
us
he's
did
just,
know that.
and it's just taking him time to get back to full strength, which is both a which is kind of my in-world explanation of as to why he'll be kind of scaling to your guys' level each time you fight him. Maybe a bit above, who knows, we'll see how it goes. But that's kind of my explanation of the mechanics here that I thought was kind of fitting.
Blew him up.
Although, wouldn't it be reasonable to think that if it was a specific thing that clerics of Avandra had done, that he might return at full strength this next time?
I mean,
Or do I
Are you
think
saying
that
it's a
it might just be a
crapshoot?
lingering thing?
Mm.
I'm saying
it could be,
maybe
but
a crapshoot.
you
She's
Well-
the goddess of luck, and we're lucky as hell.
the impression you got is that it was just going to take him time. So the only question you would need to know if it's time of him being able to like time of him being animated or just time in general. That would be the only real difference here. So as to whether or not he's gaining strength even as he's dust, or if he's only gaining strength as he is, a threat. But there are probably books or spells or something somewhere that can answer those questions.
Oh yeah, I'm interested in combing these books for information on Death Knights, mostly Death Knights.
All
I
right.
guess maybe Resurrection too.
If we are pretty much out of time for today, so if between sessions you want to send me give me like an idea of what you're looking for, I will try and come up with some stuff to send you, because I mean, let's be honest, we all know I don't have like any of these books pre-planned.
I don't blame you.
I have the general idea of their contents. I do not have specifics.
Oh, right. I need to just bring up the teleportation circle thing real quick. Unless we want to just do that next week.
I mean, we got 2 minutes. Go for it.
All right. So when we get back to the teleportation circle room, I probably won't think of it until then. I'm gonna say, we should not use this circle to return here. It is warded in such a way to kill anything that comes through it that is not undead.
We should find a way to unward it so that it can be used.
That is astronomically encouraging.
Arcana check. Motherfucker, that's an 11.
Youch.
Teleportation circles exist.
Well,
this one happens to be warded.
you don't know how to take care of it yourself, but you do know enough that asking someone who is a specialist in the School of Abjuration would likely have an answer to your problem, as that is the school that deals with both creating the wards and dispelling the wards.
Oh, lovely. I'm also a sage, so I probably would be able to figure that out anyway. But you know,
You'd be able to find like a place that has knowledge, but you rolled okay, so maybe you'll have somebody in mind, like from your adventures between towers, that you could go ask.
cool.
We can talk about that between sessions, though.
All right.
I got to know if old shelves can first edition copy. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Oh my god.
Oh dear God. Is that? Please tell me that's not a raunchy romance that
Oh,
involves.
it absolutely
No.
is.
It's a bodice ripper.
I prefer the term raunchy.
So
I don't wear a bodice.
I like bodice ripper because it assumes that people are still wearing
Aurelia-
bodices.
So to Dirk, Aurelion, Eskel, and Al, no. To Melisari, it used to.
Wait, what?
Hold on. What? I just missed all
One of those
that.
books used to be tucked into the corner of one of the shelves in the previous era.
Ooh, yeah.
When picking the book that she was gonna grab and read, the ghost like hovered over that one a bit longer than any other book, and then moved on, which is why it's noteworthy in your mind.
That's kind of
Wait,
funny.
so I do see what happens, or
You are aware of everything that happened while the ghost possessed you, but I was referring to something that happened, like that Melisari just knew from
My vision.
Alice's memories, mostly.
The book was also signed.
By the author.
God. And that I don't know because it would have just been on the shelves.
Alright, so shall we adjourn?
I believe so.
I
Because
suppose.
I need to use the restroom and
And then
stuffs.
spend the rest of the day playing PlayStation.
I mean, yeah, yes, that's a given.
Alright then, we'll see everybody next Sunday, hopefully.
Good night.
Actually, will we if
calendar.
we've got Cameron here, Sam?
Oh, yeah, I won't.
We
be
won't
able to do it.
regardless. Sunday is the 4th. I'm on vacation.
oh, also weekend following. I don't know if I will be around because that Saturday is my birthday.
Happy birthday.
That is right.
Fair enough.
18 years early birthday.
I will I'll start asking around, like, around next week yet about the plans for the following week after that. But for now, there's not a game next week, and the game after that is
Up in the air at the
tentative.
moment.
Alright.
I feel like marking that. I'm gonna note that in the channel so that I don't forget.
Yeah.
Good
I think
idea.
that's fair.
Again, I'm just very uncertain at the moment. I don't know what people here have planned, if anything.
And then, yeah. But then the rest of July should be good. If somebody on my end at least, tries to get in the way on the 25th, I'm playing the birthday card.
Birthday. Alright, and we will see people at some point in the future.
Yep.
Yay.
Bye, stream.
Bye, stream.
Bye.